Hello guys, Ruben from The5ers. We should be on live on the trading room as usual on Monday. So thank you for all the people that joined the session already. As usual, we will wait a few more minutes. Meanwhile, other people join the session. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. my time. Actually, it's National Bank Holiday in UK. So European markets are mainly closed, but we had already some movement in the dollar, for example. Interesting movement in the euro dollar, pound dollar, so we're going to talk about it today. But yeah, let's wait a few more minutes and then we're going to start. And guys, let me know in the chat if the sound is good, if you hear me. I believe that everything is set up properly, so just give me a feedback here and it will be nice. Hi Lucian, hope you're well. Sound is okay, sound is okay. Hi everybody, perfect. Okay. So got some feedbacks already. Okay, perfect. Guys, let's start. I'm going to talk as usual about key zone that we can have for that week, what we can expect from the market, especially in the dollar. I'm keep repeating this each Monday, but I believe the main opportunities and main assets that all funds and banks are looking for is the dollar, as if we get a stronger dollar, so we will get probably a sell-off in the stock market. So everything is correlated around the dollar, and especially those times, as the dollar is keep getting stronger. Today, the market gives us a signal that it might be the turning point again. In the euro, in the pound, as you know, guys, I was in a long position in the euro and the pound. I guess stopped out in the pound as the market was very volatile. I'll put my stop loss closer, but the euro dollar I'm still in. We had a nice volatility movement Friday after the Jackson Hole meeting, so the market spiked up and then goes back all the way down, and today the dollar is again depreciating. The euro is a bit stronger today. We had already a movement. How much? It's already a 90 pips, between 19 and 100 pips movement already in the euro dollar. We cross the parity, which is 1.0 a few minutes ago. So yeah, let's dig into the chart. I just want also to share the dollar index just before. So let me do that. And it also need to add the camera meanwhile. Let me play with that and we should be okay. Okay, I think we are fine. Okay, dollar index. Okay, I just want to go into H4 and to show you what happened Friday. So here was actually Friday. The market start to retrace from here, and we had again buying movement here on that space. The market make here a new high on the dollar index, but today already starting to reject, and actually we start to reject quite strong actually this push. Okay, again we had here a pin bar, again we had a pin bar here, and the market is likely trying to push. You know, it's very volatile. We don't know what to do so much, but again, as most of you guys know how I think and how I view the market, but most of the time I expect the market to goes back to the mean, which is reversion to the mean most likely. So here, you know, we might be in the mean in the daily chart in the dollar index. As you see, it's actually the middle of on the daily chart. We are approximately at the average, and actually the market didn't succeed to break above that average line. And if we go to the euro dollar here on the daily charts, I think we have still some space if we look at that. Yeah, we are still at the average around. Yeah, it's quite the same, most likely. Okay, so on the daily chart, we know we are in a downtrend. We are at the average, so in the daily chart, slightly. For people that are already in position, that's fine, but here entering a position might be a bit difficult. On the daily chart, I'm talking about, but again, this was quite awesome here. When the market pushed here, we see Bollinger Bands was far away. We had a rejection, goes back to the mean, even to the lower bands. So we see here big spike in volatility. The market went down. Today the market, and what is interesting, it's today the market opened with a gap down in most of the pairs, maybe not in the euro, but the market opens slightly in a gap here. The market's here retraced almost everything. That's a big movement. And here I'm still holding the long position that I opened last week, guys. You know, I when the market pushed like that, I say, okay, maybe it's the beginning of a new trend. The market retraced. I hold it again. My stop loss was very tight of my entry. Okay, so if you see, I start building my position slightly around here, and then I reinforce my position all the time, and you see that my stop loss is very close of my last entry. Today the market again reverse into my position. I hope we can at least break the high of Friday, and this will show like that the euro might be strong again. I heard that, and I read also that the ECB might increase the interest rate in Europe, so this might give some fresh air to the euro and the European zone, especially because we did not see yet, you know, a hike in interest rate and policy regarding the euro in the ECB, which is the European Central Banks. In the Fed, they are talking about it almost every week, that they want to increase the interest rate, and that's mainly why actually the euro dollar slipped down. Okay, the US increased interest rate, the Europe did not, and might be here that the situation is very bad, that the ECB cannot continue without doing any movement, without doing any policy, and the policy might be here to hike interest rate. As you know, guys, high inflation. This should be how we can fight inflation. So yeah, even macroeconomically, I hope we can reach on the short term at least this line here where I would exit some of my position. But again, it's not good enough for me. I want to see a breakout above that pin bar that we had Friday, and we're gonna move. We're gonna be okay. Yeah, at least here I will exit partial profit. Here it was very high movement. I did not react to that. But yeah, today might be the turning point again. And in the pound is quite the same. You see in the pound as was stopped out just below the low here, and again we start to retest from that lowest point. On the weekly chart, guys, here the pound, this is, you know, big demand zone. Actually, I talked with Yaniv earlier, and he told me that here what's the decision point, because the market opens here, goes below, okay, and then the markets continue pushing. So here might be the decision point as well for the pound in the weekly chart. You know, that will give huge volatility, but again, here we are far away from the average. And if we go to the monthly chart, if we say that this is the plan, this is the zone we are looking for from 2017, the market should go back at least to the average, which is the middle. And here in the long term, a buy will not be bad at all, okay? This is my opinion. But here is quite a strong movement already in the euro. You know, the market can retrace like it did here. Okay, you see the market went after a big push. The market retrace. Here it might be enough. We can stay in that range also for a long time, okay? But I don't know. It feels here that the market is building a new structure. Okay, so we had this long structure. Market went down, broke it out, and we may expect that the market here will trade between that range around 1, which is the parity. You see, guys, where you are 1.0003, which is 3 pips above the parity. So all the time we slide above, we slide below 1. Which is a huge psychological level. So that's why you have, you know, actually from the bottom it's 100 pips. This movement also is might be 100 pips. So don't be caught by you know, huge movement, guys. I look at the Aussie dollar as well, but you know, it's here it make like starting to make a fake breakout. I don't know, you know, it's not very clear on the Aussie dollar what's happening. This might be also here if today the market holds this low. This might be a big head and shoulders inverted here on the Aussie dollar. Okay, we have this first shoulder, we have the head here, the market react from here, and then if here it's old and the dollar is starting to depreciate, we're gonna have here strong movement up on the Aussie dollar. Only if we hold here and the dollar going to depreciate. But again, here it's again nice movement. We had a gap here opening, a small gap opening in the Aussie dollar, Aussie USD. Yeah, quite difficult. I just want to tease you something, guys. I'm sure that you already see that on our social media or on our Discord channel for traders that are with us till long time. but also for new traders at the 5ers. On Wednesday, there's going to be a webinar and a new announcement that, I cannot talk more about that. But again, it's been a project that we've been working for 12 months already, 1 year, and we did this in a, secret. We didn't want to share some hints outside, and we keep that here to work, very focused, to be very focused on the project and to be ready to provide you one of the best. Cannot tell you anymore, but actually you don't know, guys, what it can be, but it's definitely related to stocks. Okay, we give you some hints already, but there are more to know about. So guys, be ready on Wednesday. We're gonna have a webinar here that we will hold at the office. So huge announcement on Wednesday. I don't know if there is a holiday in US today. I don't think so. If not, the market will be up. No, it's bank holiday is only in UK, I think. So we're gonna have the market open today. Summer bank holiday. June, July, September, yeah, okay, so market's open. The market will be open as usual. But again, that's a huge movement here. After the sell-off, after Powell discussed about hike in interest rate, inflation, recession, all the bad words that we tend to hear already till few months. So the market crashed down. We open here on a gap today, earlier. Again, for me, this was something we could expect from the top. Okay, this was likely something we could expect. Okay, the market here on the summer rallied. I think it's a 15% rally in the Nasdaq. So the market at some point, okay, have to retrace. Okay, we are not in a bullish momentum. The economy is very bad, so that's something you could expect. There are also some technical divergence that you could find from here. But again, I explained also this in one of my latest trading rooms, I don't know, maybe 1 month ago, that from here, okay, the market will move from a bearish momentum. Okay, we had actually this bearish momentum here. Okay, the market is still on this, downtrend that can last for 6 months, 1 year. From here, but after we pushed here, which is a huge rally, I think it's all 2 months or 3 months, this rally here. Maybe not, maybe it starts on June and actually it's August. Yeah, it's 2 months. Okay, so the rally, it's not like a rally of 1 week. It's a 2 months rally in the summer. Even we have inflation, even we have recession, the markets succeed to push. Okay, so from this point to here, so we have to retrace. Okay, it's an LC retracement. The market need to calm down, and we're gonna move from a bearish momentum to a neutral. Okay, I don't think the market will break new high, but I also don't think that the market will go back here, which is 50% below at the bottom of the COVID. Again, this is my expectation. I don't see the market dropping down here, and in any case, if the market goes back here, okay, I think this might be also an average. If the market goes back here, I don't know, this area, for example, or maybe which is 8,000 in the Nasdaq, it might be 9,000. This would be like a lifetime opportunity if you want to hold a long-term investment portfolio, or So yeah, again, this is my thought. So what you think, guys, about Nasdaq, S&P, let's say US indices? What do you think about that? At least on the daily chart, okay? Do you believe that we can make a lower low here? That we can break? Everything is possible, but you know, it's interesting to know what you guys thinking about that. If we can, let's say, cross below 11,200, let's say straight away to that, or you expect that, you know, I don't know, the dollar will depreciate a bit, it will give some fresh air to the stock market that's already depreciated a lot. I don't know, but we had some stocks like PayPal, Zoom, I don't know, that's crashed down 70%, 80% from the high. So I think the technological stocks actually hit very hard. They got hit very hard from that. I think it might be enough. I don't know if we can find maybe PayPal. Yeah, this was tech bubble, 285, gone back to 90 for PayPal, for example. What's happening in Tesla? I think they make maybe not Tesla. What's going to Apple? Yeah, and it's quite amazing. 75. Let's keep pushing. And I think that's Reuters. Thomson Reuters commodity. Okay. You know, guys, I'm driving around commodities like oil to understand also what's the overall context that we have. Actually, oil don't want to go below 86. We had already a sell-off in oil from the top, 120 from here. We go back to 80. Today, we try to push around 95. This is a key zone in oil, for example. This was a support from a long time. We had a rejection already one time here, second time, but we try to push. You see that the market is making a higher low here for oil, and what I'm afraid of is that oil come back again to the top. That commodity tend to reinforce and getting stronger, and that the stock market will crash. Okay, because people prefer an hedge fund and I don't know banks. Let's say hedge funds most likely prefer to hedge themselves with tangible assets because of inflation and because also because the dollar is strong, so commodities tend to increase. We had a huge rally already in the commodity markets, like I explained with these charges before. Okay, this is on daily chart. It's not relevant, but here on the weekly. This was when when oil crashed down below zero, and then the market start. And this is the index of all the commodities. Okay, so it's agricultural commodities, energy commodities. And it's moved from 125, 130 to already 320, which is time 2.5 times 3. So it's already 200% movement. In the commodity market. in less than 2 years. So that's awesome. And here, the market here starting to make sell off. Okay, but the market tend to continue, and I believe again by checking this type of movement and price action, looks like the market will continue. Okay, here it's probably the push in oil. Yeah, that can be complicated. Maybe in wheat we start to see again a push. Yeah, that's it. It's interesting. Again, guys, if you have any question on the chat, let me know. I'm always happy to answer and give any analysis that any feedbacks that you want to hear about an asset, specific asset. Maybe we didn't talk about silver a long time. Yeah, this might be also here a long-term opportunity in silver. I still believe that metals, commodities have a good long-term potential. And then again, what is complicated to understand is that we are in a huge inflation period, and generally in this type of period, gold and silver tends to increase in terms of value, and that's not what we see. Again, it can take some time to the metals market to get reward from that. Here it's quite a key zone in silver. It's a zone that can attract some buyers in the long term. Guys, it's a monthly chart. Yeah. And on gold, it's quite the same. It's quite the same on gold. So on the short term, there again high chance that the market goes back to the mean, which is in the middle here. In case of a long-term buying opportunity, this can be again a spot. And again, macro environment speaking, it can be also a nice spot to get in. Actually, the market opens. That's why maybe we see some movement. Maybe in the Nasdaq we will see some movement. Oh, okay. Looks like the market will push probably to close the gap that we have. Yeah, maybe here might be a short scalp to have, but again I'm very afraid after this 4% drop. Actually, it's 5% drop in the Nasdaq from Friday. Okay, only from Friday the market dropped 5%. So again, of course, here it can attract some people that want to close profits in the short term, but also can attract some buyers in the long term. any wet day that you will see in the indices market right now can attract buyers for long term, and here today again it here might be something, something that investor would find cheap to get to enter the market here. We'll see how far it can push. Again, what is interesting is that if we will see the Nasdaq and US indices pushing up, again, it's a switch and the balance, as I explained it a lot of time, guys, the balance between the risk on and the risk off environment. Of course, this is not, one-to-one correlation on the short term, but in the long term, it's understandable. Okay, the dollar is known as a safe currency, safe assets, while the stock market is known as a risky market. Okay, so investors tend to balance between a safe asset and a risky asset. Risky asset will give you more profit in the long term, more return, but is also more risky. Okay, according to the dollar, it's let's say cash is a safe asset, especially in the dollar index. So if we go, I don't know, I believe again, if we see like the downtrend movement continue in the dollar index, we're going to see the US indices pushing up, continuing, and that's what we see already in the short time frame. Again, this is very This is very important to understand, the correlation that we have between the dollar and the stock market. I want to repeat, it's not one-to-one. It's not because you will see the dollar index goes down that the S&P will goes up. But you see, the context is here. What's happening on the S&P? I just want to look at that as well. The same. We almost touch here the gap. This year might be a short scalp taking here, but again I believe I missed the point. I have another opportunity here. Yeah, it didn't touch yet. Finally close the gap. I'm doing a short scalp here on the Nasdaq. Again, it's quite going against the trend. The market can push, but I will be taking the loss very quick if the market continue. Okay, when we have this type of spike here, I again believe that the market will go and retrace to the mean. Maybe not to here, but at least it can retrace a little bit to take some profit. And again, I have my long on euro dollar that will be gaining and going with me if that continue. Again, guys, a small reminder and disclaimer, all the trades I'm going to take, all the analysis is only from an educational purposes. So, again, would like to remind as usual. Again, we close the gap here on the Nasdaq. Maybe we can get back to the red line, which is the top of the pre-market, and I will be exit the market here. And the market need to break this small tick here. Okay. Yeah, very difficult. Yeah, I think the market already probably retraced from here. Likely to continue. Market will break this. Sorry guys, I'm a bit quiet. I think about adding on the Nasdaq, but again, I'm not quite sure. It depends. The S&P did not reach yet the closure of the gap. So I will keep maintaining my first entry at this time. I will probably hard on the Nasdaq when the S&P will touch. Yes, the market did not succeed to push lower. Yeah, let's be patient. Yeah, looks like the market will push. Probably need to exit that. Or probably will put a stop loss very tight above the high, and that's why I would be ready to end with that trade. If not, I chance that if the market stopped here, just market consolidate. Again, it's either one side or two side. Here it's slightly one-to-one risk reward if the market goes to my stop loss. But again, on scalping, you don't need to have a big risk reward. Generally, it's 1-to-1, 1-to-1.5 if you're a very good scalper, maybe 1-to-2. But you need to have a huge winning rate. So that's how it works. For example, when I try to scalp on a daily basis. Yeah, here you see that on the M1, here the average come closer. Okay, so I hope the market can break below that, at least to the top. We'll see, guys. We'll see. But I won't be ready to hold it to the next phase. If the market again breaks here a new high, I chance that the market will continue. Okay, that's what we want to see. Hi, this type of situation can happen, guys. You know, my TP was, I don't know, maybe a few punts because of the spread. But again, I think I handled it quite well, exiting at break even with very small loss. But this was quite the type of scalp I was looking for. Okay, when the market pushed very strongly to one side, expect the market to go back to the mean. Again, here it's unlucky for me. My TP was very close. But again, that's the market, that's how it works. And again, I'm quite happy that I exceeded already, because here the market can make a new high. Yeah, interesting, very interesting. And I don't want to hold it more of the time. Okay, guys, I think we reached the end of the session. 15 minutes so far, maybe 15 minutes in that trade in the Nasdaq. I was very focusing, so yeah, I didn't talk a lot during the last 15 minutes. But again, happy to share this with you guys. So yeah, thank you very much for being with me during that session. Again, I want to remind guys, be ready for Wednesday. We're gonna have a big announcement for the 5ers. It will be related to stocks trading. Again, we are very excited. It's been a while we've been working on this project. So guys, be ready on Wednesday. You might have been already getting some emails and some onboarding that you need to save your seat for the webinar. It's gonna be, let me remind the time, I believe it's 12 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, 12 a.m. Eastern time, this is the time. And yeah, guys, tomorrow next trading room will be with Saul. Have a nice trading week. I wish you success, guys, and again, be ready for Wednesday. Goodbye.